Hello, welcome to the Build with Bear workshop. We're here. It's a Saturday night, and we're getting down to the wire. We've got two things left to build on our perfect grade Wing Zero custom. We've got to do some wing assembly. We've got to do some weapon assembly. Guns are pretty simple to put together. Wings are pretty complicated, so I don't even know if we're going to finish it. But I want to say hello to everybody who's here in the Bear Cave. I'm throwing in. If you're a Bear Cave subscriber here, if you've got the Bear Cave emote, throw that up there. Still waiting on approval on my emote for the $9.99 tier. Still waiting on that. Hello, board. I'm hoping that that comes in, but it has not been approved. I don't know what the timetable is going to be on that, but as soon as it is, I'll be able to use it along with Iron Souls, who rarely watches live, but whatever. Iron Souls gives me $10 a month, so they get a cool emote. Last Brook, hello. We'll wait for a few more people to join us here on Saturday evening. Now's a great time to remind you, and I'll remind you again later. If you're a subscriber and you use your Twitch coin because you have Twitch Prime connected with your Amazon Prime, those things linked together, maybe your coin just expired, because this is like the 2 to 3 days in the month where I got my first big round of monthly contributors, subscribers, I should say, who use their Twitch coin, which does not auto-renew. You have to manually renew it. So this is the couple days where I dropped from low 30s to mid to high 20s, and it's kind of nerve-wracking. The next 2 weeks where I just like drop, and then go back up again. You don't have to worry about that. Also, you don't have to. You know, give me a follow, set your notifications so you know when I stream. You get an email notification. Follow me on Twitter. All that stuff's great. Very helpful. So we're going to wait a minute or two and see if anybody else joins us before we get into the heart of the matter, which is putting some wings on some things. While we're waiting, I did put this whole thing together. Got home for Black Panther. Yeah, I got to see that movie. Hi, Waffles. I have not seen Black Panther yet. I was going to see a matinee tomorrow, but I'm now working in the afternoon. So I think Tuesday I'm going to see a matinee before I go to work. I think that's the plan. So I assembled all but, like, basically I put together everything here. We're still got our wings to build, but I was like, you know what? How tall is this thing? So it's very tall, as you can see here. We'll wait a minute or two. We're going to get started on our wings in a moment. But yeah, wing assembly. So I took the back part off because I'm going to build the wings off this first. It's looking real good, board. It's all but completed other than the wings and the guns and the beam katanas, which are very easy to put together. So we're all but done with that assembly. And it's time to put this aside and get into the main thing. I'm going to switch to their main feed here. Hello, Co. Welcome, Cone. Let's go to our main thing here. Great. So this is how tall this thing is. It's very big kit. You can see like that. It is large and in charge. So I'm going to gently put that aside, and that's off to the side. We can take a look at that later. So, yeah, this is the backpack portion that screws into the back, and then our wings are built off there. We've got wings that will come on here that will plug into the back here, and then we've got wings that will attach to the side. I have done some assembly. Logan Payne, thank you for subscribing. Really appreciate it. Thank you using your Twitch Prime token. I really appreciate that. So I did some assembly because we've got springs. We've got these kind of like springish metal pieces here, and it's kind of complicated. So believe me, I'm glad I did this ahead of time because it is pretty complicated. So I wanted to get some of it done. You can see the overhead shot there. I'll kind of put it up to my shot. So you can kind of see there's a lot of intricate piece placement here. And so I'm glad because it took me a while to get. and is going to be easier on the other one, but also was really annoying. So these are the wings that are pretty stationary on the back of our kit. The other wings that we're going to build later fold over and kind of become a shield for entry to Earth's atmosphere. So we're just going to kind of do this as best we can. We're hopefully going to connect it easily and simply and not have little pieces of metal fly out that would be hard to find again. That's actually my biggest worry. And it looks like we got this assembled. Just making sure it goes in there. It's a good snapping sound. It's not the sound of breaking, it's the sound of pieces coming together. Great. Slipped out of my hand there at the end. And then it does this. That's all it does. It opens and closes. And there's some resistance to it. And then it can move, adjust it left or right, up and down. On the back of our backpack, it goes like this. Great. So we did one. Now I'm going to do the other one piece by piece instead of mostly assembled, as you just saw there. This is... I don't have it with me. I took a photo that I put on my Twitter of the 160 scale that we're working on here with the 1/100. Oh, Harold, thank you very much for the hosting. Appreciate that, Harold. For comparison, this is as tall as a 1/100, a master grade that we normally build. This is as tall, this one wing. Ridiculous how big this kit is. All right, so let's get into it. I mentioned Board that you came back from seeing Black Panther. I'm excited to see it. Like I said, hopefully Tuesday I will go to a matinee. I did have plans to see it today, but unfortunately those plans had to be rescheduled because I'm now going in early to work. All right, so this goes here. The actual hardest part seems to be this spring, this section of springs here. So we'll do that. We're just going to do that for now, because this spring, once I put everything together, I can get this spring to pop into place pretty easily. So we'll just leave that for now as it is, and kind of keep working on our kit here. Got a little pieces here to go. As always, once you do it once, the second side should be way faster. But I am taking my time with this because, like I said, I've got these metal pieces kind of fit into place as well. And I love the wings. They're very delicate, but I love the look of them, so I want to get them right. As always, if you're working on a project, if you're doing any model assembly yourself, if you're doing it along with me, send me tweets. Also, obviously, you can do that anytime, not just when we're streaming. If you're ever working on a kit, I want to see it. So please feel free to share that stuff with me. It makes me very happy to see that. All right, so this goes in here, and then this assembles into here. I mentioned on Thursday, kind of briefly, that I sort of apologized for having kind of thought it wouldn't be good and not watching School Babysitters. I'm now fully caught up on that show. It's a good anime. It's a good anime about nice boys and one mean girl who's trying not to be mean. And family and taking care of kids and trying to do well in school, and it's just a lot. And it's heavy. There's some heaviness to it. I'm not gonna lie. There's one storyline in particular that's really heavy, but it's a solid show. So my recommendation goes to that. I think it's really good. I did not watch this week's episode of Overlord. I've been talking about how that's been a weird show this second season, where they kind of went out of their way to make you want to root for this race of creatures that ostensibly you want to see get beaten by Ain Al Ghul, the quote-unquote hero of the story. So it's been a really weird show because of that. All right, and then the final step before we attach is we're going to attach this to this. Yeah, this went a lot easier. I'm still good. This is still going to be a problem. I know it's still going to be a problem, but this went a lot easier than the first time I did this. Um, it's not done, obviously, but okay. All right. This. Oh, nope. Popped open. Okay. Try it again. Harold, good to see you. I'm doing well. I had a nice, relaxing day. Didn't really do much today. I got some errands done. I'm prepping. I shot a video for my Patreon. Of course, I'll mention that later, as always. But my Patreon supporters got a Q&A video. I do a monthly Q&A for all levels of backers on my Patreon. And so I shot that, edited that, and put that online today. So that was good. Yeah, the grocery shopping I made. Oh, I made homemade nachos. And yeah, homemade nachos are awesome. Now, what I end up doing is I just get uh, tortilla chips and break them up, throw them on a plate, throw some meat with some spices and stuff on it. I like my black olives on there. I know that that is sacrilege to some, but to me it is a required element. Is throwing in some black olives and some cheeses, different kinds of shredded cheeses on top. Very, very good. Homemade nachos. I think I had 2 helpings, and then an hour and a half later went back for another. Real good, real great. Homemade nachos. Uh, so yeah, we got snow as well here in New York. It's just started to come down like 2 hours ago. I'm not expecting a lot of snow. I'm not expecting it to stick. I think tomorrow we're having rain here in New York, and the rain will just get rid of whatever snow is left. But it looks pretty cool. A snowstorm at night is awesome because New York has lots and lots of streetlights, so it looks really pretty. Okay, so this is assembled. I'm going to be careful with it. Now I got to put the other side on here. The last of this. We're getting down to the wire, as I said. We'll finish this piece, and then we'll be able to move on to our wing assembly, which is going to be a lot of feathers. A lot of feather assembly. It's mostly the feather part. It's going to look really sweet, though. So we can toss that aside, put that over in the pile. 80s today, 70s right now, Harold. Well, good. I'm glad Florida is great for you. My folks, hello, Mom. You watched the archive of this several weeks after it's up. My mom and dad are currently in Florida right now on vacation, and so I'm happy the weather has been good for them. And I'm glad the weather's good for you, Harold. But yeah, we got snow up here, which is pretty cool. But also on Thursday, it was like almost 60 degrees, and nobody knew that. I mean, people knew it was coming, but it was still a big surprise when that happened. All right, so let's get this together. But yeah, I love the snow. I hope we get some of it when I wake up tomorrow. There's still some out there. I'm not gonna. Okay, great. So here we go. There's our wing. There's our back wings. Done. Not a big deal. Now we've got a lot to do. We've got, we're going to do the structure of our big old wings here now. Look at these. Look at these big things. And these. This is our skeletal structure of our wing. So we need one of each of these. We're going to do one first, and then we do the other side. So we need eye, which is this piece here, our rubber piece eye to connect. Yes, my mom watches the YouTube archives. She doesn't watch it live. But since she's on vacation, she is not watching because her internet connection is not great where my parents are currently staying. Look at these giant wings. All right, let me get back here. Making dinner, playing a dumb phone game. Hey, no problems there. Do snow at night. Yes. You know what, board? I'll say this: the people are surprised about this about me, considering how much soda I drink and how much caffeine I intake. I've never had an energy drink, never had a Red Bull or anything like that. Just never appealed to me, and I was anytime I've actually really wanted one, because I've needed to stay awake. I've always been worried about what it might do to me because I've never like just had one to test it. So yeah, I've never had an energy drink like that, and I hope I never need one. When I've had to stay up very late or stay up for like 20 hours, I push myself as long as I can before I get any sugar and caffeine, and then just have like a bunch of regular Coke, knowing full well that I will crash. But in the moment, it's very helpful. Yay, finally making time to watch live. Hello, Plank. Welcome. Or Plaque. Placa, Plakovna? Plakovna? I don't know how to say your name right. I apologize. Plaque. Um, yeah, I just never had a Red Bull. Just never been my thing. Red Bull gives you wings. Yes. I like the idea of a G Gundam style show that is or that is sponsored by different brands and energy drinks. All right, so we pop this in here because this skeletal piece we're going to be attaching our feathers to, but it's also going to attach to the backpack here. It's going to attach like this to our wings. So we're going to feed that in here. We're going to snap this in place, and we're going to be very careful how we snap this in. Make sure that we're doing it right. And there it is. And we're going to make sure that we snapped it all the way in properly. There, we can hear that. It's a good sound. Then look at this big old... So the wing is actually going to be able to wrap around and act as a shield. So it's got to be able to move around a bit. Now, we're going to need... how many we're putting on here? We're putting on 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Putting on 7 feathers. They're all identical, luckily. So I'm going to get our feathers out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I have 7 for the other wing. So we got those out. Logan, it depends. If you were going to link to, like, your stream that you were doing right now because you wanted my viewers to go watch you instead, I'd be like, oh, that sucks. But if you were like, hey, this is the Gundam I'm buying, and you link to Gundam Planet, yeah, that's fine. So, like, links are just like, hey, this is a cool thing, but not, like, self-promotion. I guess self-promotion, and also, obviously, like, not cool stuff. If you were like, here's a video of something terrible happening, I'd be like, oh, that sucks, don't do that. Same thing with, like, language. It's like, swearing is fine, because we're human beings, and I understand that. But, like, being shitty to people is not cool. I just ordered my Tamiya tools to put together my first Gunpla kit in a while earlier today. That's awesome, Matt. Congrats. Congratulations on that. Good luck. Send me photos at twitter.com/PatBaer. Okay, so we've got these 7 winged feathers here. And we're going to need screws. And then we're going to screw that into a plastic piece, E, right here. They're all here. And then those get attached. Those plastic pieces lock in place on our wing. It's pretty self-explanatory, pretty simple. But we're going to take our time with it. And we're going to do it right because I don't want these to fall off. I certainly don't want them to break. And as I said, like, I just want to get this these steps done in the proper way. So it lines up there, and then we put a screw into it. That's right here. So nice and simple. Well, Waffles, if it was a live Periscope, I would say please don't watch that instead. If it was an archive of a Periscope of Dan eating Taco Bell, I would say sure, watch that later. This is a good thing for people to check out. But I wouldn't want people to not watch me. You know, yeah. I think he just doesn't live stream him eating anymore, especially since he's in New York. I think he just changed that. You know, I think he's just changed his tune. But anyway, I try to be pretty open and cool when it comes to this stuff. Like, the one thing I don't want is for people to leave. But also, like, we jumped up to, what, we had 16 viewers there for a second. Now we're at 14. People move on. They try other stuff. They're following the different names of stuff. They might follow a link. Maybe someone retweeted me on Twitter, or Harold is hosting, and they popped in Harold's and was like, oh, what's this? And they didn't like it. That's fine. I'm always fine about that. Is what I'm talking about. I was wondering if this kit can pull this pose that the suit is known for. Yes, so you can put the wings over. You can enclose the wings. They're in the chat. If watching this after the fact or whatever, you don't want to click on that Imager link. So the wings from Endless Waltz, these wings, like, the idea is that they can kind of go over and they enclose and they open up. Basically, I think the idea of the wings is that they form a shield for, like, re-entry, because these Gundams are coming from space and landing on Earth, so they don't have spatial capacity. They're meant for being on Earth. So we need one of those, and we need E3. So this is a shield for, like, meant for, like, entry, so it doesn't need to be inside, encased in a pod to land on the planet. I guess that's what it was. Yeah. And it's a fucking cool effect in the video, and it does work pretty well. You can it does a pretty good job of being able to be to open and close around it. My biggest problem is right now is just all the weight that is going to be placed by the wings on this back portion. So we'll assemble everything, but I'll show off in another video. I will next Thursday probably. I'm going to actually glue this piece onto the back, since I'm never, I'm going to glue the piece on, and that will stabilize it quite a bit. So that's actually my plan, to do that after everything's built. Logan says, I've been really thinking about building a kit after all these streams, trying to building the V8 years ago. Was not good at it, to say the least. Yeah, the wing weight, I mean, these things are big plastic pieces. Most likely, this is going to be almost anchors to keep this thing standing up. It's going to be a lot. All right, so this goes like this. That goes like this. All right. Then one goes here. This is E2. Just trying to be very careful, make sure I'm putting this together right, putting the right pieces where they belong. Luckily, like I said, the feathers are all interchangeable. It's just the component pieces that you're putting on are different, depending. And the screws are all the same, which is good. Yeah, the gun doesn't weigh too much. The beam weapons weigh nothing. The two guns, either combined or separate, actually don't weigh that much. It's mostly just the wings are very heavy. So I'm most likely going to, off camera, glue the to the back of our Gundam this here. And then right now, winning the poll, don't know, things could change. Oh, not many people have voted of my $10 backers. But right now, winning the poll is, for the next kid I write, is the Epion. Epion from Wing Gundam, another Wing kit, is currently winning the poll and will most likely be the kit that I build next. Which is cool because I really like that kit. I've been waiting for a while to be able to build it. It transforms into a twin-head dragon, which I think is that's just cool to say out loud. That's just the thing I get to say out loud, is that I've got this thing, and it's like a Gundam but not a Gundam, because technically the five or six, if you want to count Wing Zero and Wing Gundam as being different Gundams, depending on who you are, who you're talking to at the moment. But outside of the main pilots, there's not really Gundams in that world. So the Epion is awesome. Tall Geese, there's something to be said about Tall Geese. Look, I'm not here to trash the Tall Geese 3. I love that it's basically just a knight. Like it's got a circular shield, which is not effective, and a lance. I think the Tall Geese, there's a lot to love. But if you're talking about a maroon dragon transforming mecha, then yeah, I'm into it. So I've got several kits to build. That's the one right now that looks like it's winning the poll, and I'm excited to build it. All right. Got 4 done. 3 more feathers to go. I keep saying wings, but I mean feathers. You know what I mean. E5. The dragon oversells how the mobile armor looks. I don't know. I think it... look, I'll say this. When it transforms, you might not recognize it as a 2-headed dragon. It might just be a cool looking maroon mech with a whip. And you're like, that's pretty badass. And then I'd be like, oh, it transforms. You're like, oh, that looks cool. And I'm like, it's a 2-headed dragon. I don't know for sure if you were like, what? I don't know. I just think it's an awesome kit. I'm really into it. And I'm excited to build it. And that's looks like that's going to be our next build. I don't know if we're going to get through all the wings today. I think we will. I actually think we'll get through that. And maybe the guns. I might stay a little longer tonight. Might go a little past our normal hour-and-a-half stream just to finish things up. We'll see how I'm doing. Pretty raring to go. Looking forward to it. I want to thank everybody for watching tonight. I know Saturday night people have plans. A lot going on out there, so I appreciate you spending some time with me. All right, so then this is this one. Try to take it very easy, especially because, as I said, I do have to work. I have to work tomorrow night, but I also have to work tomorrow afternoon. It doesn't add much. I'm adding like 3 hours to my shift, so it's not that big a deal. I wouldn't say my night will be strenuous. It's just going to be a long day into a long night. So I'm not super worried about it, but I am like, that's happening. All right, so that's going to be E6. And that's going to be E7. Great. All right, so knock on particle board. We have not messed this up yet. There's still a chance, but I'm feeling pretty good about our odds. All right, so that goes like that. So that goes in there. All right. See what's going on here in the chat. Oh no, I don't think it was Logan. Don't worry about it. I don't think you were being dismissive at all. I know that when people think about the Gundam series, the Wing series, they generally think about the main Gundams. They don't really think about the other kits in that show. Although I will say this, as much as I want to build that Epion, that Double X Gundam from Gundam X, like, I might not do a poll next for my next build after whichever one wins this current poll for $10 Patreon supporters, and just build that one, because I mean, I've said a bunch about Gundam Wing. We built a lot from Gundam Wing. Sorry, I hit the mic there. I apologize. But I have not said much about anything about Gundam X, because Gundam X is like the stepchild in the Gundam family. It was not popular, and they had to rush the last episodes because they got cut how many episodes they could make. It came out right after Gundam Wing, and people were just like, no thanks, we're good. It's a shame, because I actually think it's a pretty cool show. It's a throwback in many ways. But as far as the 3 self-contained, obviously G Gundam has its fans, but wasn't a huge success. Did well. Gundam Wing is incredibly popular and did incredibly well for them. And then Gundam X did not do well. People were not interested. Yeah. Well, it wasn't until a couple years ago that you could even watch it subtitled. There was a fan sub, of course, because of course there was, but they didn't put that out on DVD or Blu-ray until its anniversary, like a couple years ago. Hold on one second. Sorry. Apologize for that. Yeah, so it's not a popular show. Internationally did not do well, and they never brought it out. They eventually just pretty recently, within the last 5 years, there was finally a version of it with like a proper subtitle version. Um, but I think all the Gundams look pretty cool in that show. All right, so that's a wing. Let's see here. Yeah, so now it wants me to build the opposite wing, which we will build very soon. Then we'll build the gun. Look at this. That's pretty cool. That's that. Right there. All right, let's build the opposite one. It's so big. Gosh. All right, so we need our 7 here. We need our, I have all 7 screws. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, just enough. Perfect. So I need these 2 pieces here. And then I'll need this. Do that. So let's get our wing out. I hope everyone's doing well tonight. Hope if you're in the colder weather, I hope you're staying warm. I'm nice and toasty, warm here in the bear cave, as it were. Got my fan going on a low setting, which you can kind of hear. Hopefully, you only hear it when I'm not talking. And since I don't stop talking that much, hopefully you don't hear the fan that often. I know it could be annoying, but I have to have something going, or I would be sweating through my bandana. On Thursday, if you didn't watch Thursday live, the archive is up on my YouTube channel, I didn't wear my bandana to celebrate my new emote for $10 subscribers. I got a new emote, but it has still yet to be approved. Hopefully it will very soon, but right now has not been approved for, it's pending. So I don't know when that's going to change. I will let people know when it is. Of course, Iron Souls, rarely here live in the chat, who is currently my $10 supporter there on here on the stream. And then myself, I'll be able to use it. And it's currently my Twitter icon. If you go to my Twitter, you can see it there. Done by Alexandra, who did the Bear Cave emote. So yeah, so I didn't wear my bandana on Thursday, and luckily it wasn't too hot here in the bedroom, the Bear Cave. Otherwise, I would have sweat up a storm. It would have been really annoying. All right, let's get that in there. Popped what we need. Great. All right, so now we're just doing what we just did. We're just one by one putting the things in the right place, making sure that we're doing it the right way. We're going to continue. We're going to basically do almost like the mirror, legitimately the mirror image that we just did. And I'm going to keep track and make sure that I'm not putting the wings on wrong, because it would be annoying to have to take these out and then unscrew them. Snipper clip in as we go. But yeah, I've got a few things on my Amazon wish list, which I'll link to in a little bit. Basically, once I finish these wings here, I will put up the links to my wish list. I've got a few things that added that were kind of cool. The biggest one is there's some action figure model kits that I thought would be fun if I built those. I thought that would be cool. I've done a few of those back in the day. Never done one on stream, so I thought it'd be kind of nice, especially with this big old size of this Gundam. You know, it feels like a good size It'd be kind of fun to build one of those kits. I've got some Dragon Ball and also a few Star Wars up there. I'm probably going to pick up one of those at some point after my travel schedule ends. Lashbrook, it can be expensive. You don't have a lot of. Lashbrook says is New York one of those places where it's ridiculously expensive to run the AC. So one of the reasons why I don't have an air conditioner, I'm one of the people that doesn't have an air conditioner, is because behind the curtain that's right here, I have a curtain here and a curtain right behind me, is just an opening. It's not a door. This is a Dutch-style apartment, is what they say, meaning that there is a bedroom on the other side of the apartment, but my bedroom doesn't have a proper door. So I have this curtain up, this privacy curtain up. And what that means is, if I ran an air conditioner here in the room, I would be air conditioning the whole apartment. So it's not feasible for me to air conditioner. I have friends who do have them. I just don't. It is a ridiculously weird thing. I would have to build a door in this weird door frame. So instead, the curtain would keep in a lot of it, but not enough to justify the expense. And then when you also add into that here in New York, a lot of places that have this in the United States. There's just a lot of places where you can't pick and choose who your electric goes to. So, yeah, I don't have an air conditioner, and I get it by fine. I've a lot of fans. I've got an overhead fan. I've got two big old box fans, and I make do. There's good air circulation when I need it, so I get by. Let's see. Okay, put that there. Now we're on E5. Great. Yeah, I don't know what I was saying. Oh, yeah, so there's a couple kits there. Oh, one thing I should mention, I won't link it here in the chat, but I've sent this out to subscribers, and I'll mention this to folks that aren't subscribers, that they know that this coming Monday from 3:30 p.m. till 5:30 p.m., a nice little 2 hours, is my monthly bonus stream where I play games. I will be trying to rank up in Wild on Hearthstone, and I will be... all right, so that's E5. Is this one right? Yeah, E5. Yeah, so I'll be trying to rank up on Hearthstone, and I will be trying to playing some Jackbox games if there's enough people available who are interested. So it's 3:30 p.m. Eastern time, Eastern United States time, until until 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. So if you're available, obviously it'll be archived like all my other streams, but if you are available in the afternoon, I'll be doing Hearthstone stuff. I've got a couple cool decks that I want to try out that I'm going to be playing, that are good in Standard, but I'm going to be mostly playing Wild because that's where I like to play these days while I'm trying to build my rank up. I prefer playing Wild over Standard these days. So yeah, so I'm going to play Hearthstone. That'll be fun, and then Jackbox if people are down for it. If we got the room for some games, we'll do that too. It'll be fun. Weird culture shock finding out other places in America you can't just run the AC all the time. I mean, oh, Harold, it'd be great to have you. Yeah, Lesbrook, there are places that just like, I remember a friend of mine talking about Miami, and someone said like, well, how can you stand it? It's just like, well, all Miami is just running from the air-conditioned house to the air conditioning in your car to an air-conditioned place. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. So there are plenty of parts of the country where you run it all the time. I always think it's interesting, like, there are parts of the country that like only have, like, the summer it gets hot here, but it's usually not too bad. Occasionally it can be bad, but it often isn't too bad. But there are parts of the country where like when it gets hot, it's completely weird and catches people off guard. And I always like hearing about that. People just being like, No, we don't have air conditioning because it's never hot, except right now it is, and it sucks. All right. Okay. No, the week we were without power in Irma, that was hell. Yes, Harold, I'm sure that was. I don't envy that amount of just like, yeah, having no electricity and also the heat. Yeah, that's got to be terrible. Let's see, yeah, Gloria, it wasn't too bad. I was a kid. Hurricane Gloria was when I was a child in the 80s. That was the hurricane that kind of hit the East Coast and took out a lot of power lines, including where I was living as a child. And I don't have a lot of memories from Gloria, except that I treated it like camping. It was very fun. But yeah, that can be rough. Speaking of camping, uh, man, man. Um, I really, I know I'm a broken record about laid back camp, but this episode was so good. It was just Rin and Desco camping. They met a brother and sister duo that was camping as well, and it was just sweet and cool. And there's something in the beginning. Uh, I think last week I was talking about how there was a whole little mini segment about this cool old man and how they put so much detail in that cool old man. And I was like, we'll never see that cool old man again. Well, we saw that cool old man, and it was like there was a reveal about that cool old man that I was super fucking into. It was awesome. It was an awesome reveal, which I won't spoil on here, but it was super rad. That show continues to be heartwarming and great. And I this that last episode. I learned some stuff about camping that I didn't know. Um, yes, the Secret Blanket Society. You're right. Will Smith is hosting. Thank you, Will. Appreciate that very much, sir. Um, yeah, Secret Blanket Society was such a funny, silly thing, and I love that Nadesco goes back to the country granny character in that episode as well. That's really cute. But yeah, there's a reveal about a minor character that is quite cool. The one thing we need in the show, it's we're getting there. We're getting to the point where they're all gonna camp together at some point. It's coming, and that means that eventually we'll get that animated corgi in more episodes. Uh, and the other super cute show is that I've been watching is How to Keep a Mummy, where we had some. Oops, almost put this on wrong. Hold on. Almost put this on wrong. 1 second. Got so wrapped up about to talk about that mummy. It was cool. It was a cool episode. We got more lore, more building stuff. That dragon rules. It's just a very cute show. I like that it's two very different slice of life shows that I'm watching. I was talking to somebody on Twitter who was like looking for some action shows, and I'd mentioned like there's not much going on right now unless you really like Dragon Ball or Boruto, which I watching episodes here and there of that. Okay, so we finished this. Our other wing is done. We're gonna pop over and we're gonna build our guns. But right now, it's time for me to link stuff to you here in the chat. Of course, these links will also be in our footnote in our show description on YouTube. Let's go down here. This is my Patreon. Sometimes $1 is all you need. You get a monthly. I just put up today the monthly Q&A that I only do on Patreon, and I don't answer those questions and put them anywhere else. This is my Amazon wish list. Of course, none of this is necessary. This is all extra cool stuff. My wish list, at the bottom of the wish list, is some stuff that would be cool to have. It is not necessary, but it would be stuff that would be awesome to build. The bottom stuff is like a new webcam. That would be kind of nice. Wireless headset. That would be great. Stuff like that. Just like little things that would be helpful to have. And there's my Ko-Fi. My Ko-Fi. Anything from that goes directly into buying model kits. I save and combine people's coffee for that. And then here is my Emerald City Comic Con schedule. I will be streaming next week, but in 2 weeks I will not be streaming at all. In 2 weeks, the beginning of March, I will be in Seattle. So no streams there. But I will be playing Secret Hitler. I'll be hosting a game of Secret Hitler with some friends of Oni Press. They're bringing me out. I'm going to be doing some stuff on their YouTube. More details about that when I know it. But that's a Saturday night. Hopefully we filmed. How Do I Human is Sunday afternoon panel. That's the Friendshipping podcast doing a panel. That's going to be super great. I can't wait to do that. So yeah, those are things that are coming up that I'm excited about. And then youtube.com/Pat Baer. That is my YouTube channel. If you're not already following me on that, now is a great time to get in on it because I am been doing I don't know if you know this, if you haven't been listening, you haven't been paying attention to it, but I am a Let's Player right now. I'm doing a Let's Play series where I do the video game Pokemon Emerald, and I am doing a randomizer version of that. This is not what I want. I want this piece again. And so I'm doing a randomized playthrough of here it is. Found the piece I need. Pokemon Emerald. All the Pokemon that I encounter, the gym leaders. That's all random, and it's been really cool to play. All right, so we're building our guns. We're going to build them at the same time. We need N here. All right, so let's find that. We might be done with screws. We might be done. There might be one more here and there, maybe to keep our gun in place or something. But we could be close to being done with these screws, which would be great. Dragon Man is killing at the Hollow. Thank you for that. Yes. So, as I said, it was completely randomized what Pokemon I was getting, including my starter Pokemon. The 3 I got to choose from were totally randomized. And I ended up with the legendary Pokemon Rayquaza, who I named Dragon Man. And Dragon Man is really holding its own. And I should mention, those episodes go up every Monday and every Wednesday on my YouTube channel. And my Patreon $5 backers get them the day before. So tomorrow I will be sending out a link to that to my $5 plus Patreon supporters. The $1 gets you just helping me out and some announcements and the monthly video. $5 gets that. $10 you get the $5 stuff, and then you also get to vote on what I build next, which is going to be the Epion, probably. Going back to Cone, you said the laid back camp took off the dog and laid back camp in some way. Hello and welcome everybody. Oh, got some viewers coming in. So what you missed the last 15 minutes or so is we built really cool wings. We built some sick-ass wings. You can see them there on the below in the illustration. But these sick-ass wings are going to go on it. And now we're building some guns, some devastating weapons that we're going to put together here that can be used in each hand or combined together in a way that doesn't really work with most kits, but, you know, whatever. So those go in there, and then we need... Alright, we need J and Q and J and K. So there's J. We'll build some J stuff here. What got going on here? Oh, thank you for subscribing, BC Eagles. Really appreciate it. Thank you for subscribing with Twitch Prime. You said that you were going to do that. when your token had run up for your last subscription. So I really appreciate the follow through. As always, you could use real money. You could use your Twitch Prime. Hey, if you have Amazon Prime and you haven't linked your Twitch to that, you should just do it now. Just do that because it means that you can turn ad blocker off. But anybody you're watching on Twitch that has ads, you don't see those ads, but you're still supporting them as if you were watching the ads, which is really cool. Of course, I don't have ads here. I'm not a partner, so that's not a concern for my streams. I am an affiliate. So we're still waiting on that $9.99 subscription bonus there. That will come at some point. We'll get approval. Right now, we still don't. So we just have the Bear Cave emote, which is a thank you. People that use their Twitch Prime token or spend $5 get to make that emote happen. Very cool. All right, so let's put this there. That goes on here. So that goes in there. There it goes. Locks in place. Lock that in place. All right. And let's build the trigger here, which is some J's and some Q. All right. So thanks everybody for watching. And this has been such a great build. Obviously, we're getting down to the wire. We're building our guns now, and we'll build our beam sabers. We're getting down on the wire on this kit. But it has been a pleasure to build it. First perfect grade on this. Thank you, Steve Lynn, who's not watching now, but is a huge supporter of this. That purchased this kit, which was so cool of him to do. All right, so let's find Q. We need Q. This is Q. Great. Then we need 6. All right. Got a little quiet there. I apologize for that. Just focusing on here, trying to make sure that I do everything here properly as we get into the home stretch of this kit. Can't believe it. So excited. Happy that you're all here with me. Yeah, I think I finished all my anime talk for the day. Nothing else going on right now in the world of Japanese animation that I'm excited about. There are a couple shows that, like I said, School Babysitters is a show that I did not give a chance to and should have, that I've been liking. And then people are really talking up. There's some show about a guy who's teaching, teaches young girls how to play a certain, Japanese game, and people were talking about that, but that did not seem interesting to me, so I am not watching that show. Alright, so that goes like that. This goes like that. And this goes in there. That's I-18, and then I'm going to need J and N here. I'm not snowed in. It is snowing here, BC Eagles, but it has not been like I don't think I'm stuck here. I'm not worried about that, but it is coming down pretty good. I wouldn't be surprised if there were train delays tomorrow on my subway on my ride into work, but I'm not too worried about that. DB Super is almost over. Really? So that's one of the things where I haven't been paying attention. So as far as I knew, it was never ending. It was just going to go on forever. So, Logan, I don't know. I don't know if you like Pop Team Epic, because I don't know if I like Pop Team Epic. It's just weird, and I don't know if I like it. And I think I might like the dub better than the sub, and I don't know why, because that doesn't happen with me. I don't know. I'm so indecisive about that show because like there's something about it that really hits me, and I'm like, yes, this is awesome and cool and weird. And then sometimes I'm like, I don't want to watch this anymore. Why am I doing this to myself? I don't know. It's no. There is a like I'm sorry, I didn't mean dubbed. There's like two versions of it. There's a different subtitle version of it, like a different voice actor in it. There's like an alt version of the show. That's what I meant. That like I don't know which one I like better. That's what I meant. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean dub. Uh, I don't know. It's just a really, really weird thing. Uh, yeah, Lastbrook, I didn't realize that that Dragon Ball Super was ending. That's good because I'm behind on that, so now I can power through and watch all of it, which is that's kind of my jam, is doing that. So K14 I'll need. Uh, there's a lot of components to this, so I'm trying to take my time with it and make sure I hit everything. Like I said, normally an hour and a half stream to finish this all off because this is the last thing we really have to do. If it takes more than half an hour, I'm going to stick with it here because Saturdays are a little more open. I don't have anything going on other than uploading this later to uploading this later. That's all I really have to do. And then I need A22. Just a little bit of green. Huh. Yeah, that's just interesting. I mean, that's not saying that Super's done. Yeah, like you're saying, like they're gonna put something else in there. But it's interesting that there'll be another time period where there's no Dragon Ball. Um, yeah, I haven't watched all of it. I mean, I watched like I just this tournament. I just kind of stopped paying attention to, um, and let many episodes build up, and then I will probably go back to it soon. All right, so this goes. No matter when I build this weird piece always feels weird. It's just like this um, cable piece here that just acts like I don't know, a connector. But I'm always like I always think it doesn't look right, and then when the two pieces come together, it does look right. It always feels weird. It never really wants to go on right. Okay, so we did that. We did that. We need J8 and 6. Huh. You know, I really could use a new action series. I've been waiting for something to come along um, to, uh, to get into because I really like action shows. They're they're very cool. So I would enjoy having another one of those to watch. Um, Boruto is fine, but so much of Boruto is just Naruto Jr. Like, how is this character like their parent? And you find out a lot of that when you watch the show. How much the Naruto cast are like their parents. You get that as you watch, but like, it's kind of discovery. This one's just kind of like implied, and I don't know. I'm not super into it. Um, I could probably get into it, but just haven't. All right, so this goes in like this, I guess. Um, yeah, it just hasn't done. It just hasn't done it for me. I think it might be because when I heard that when I saw that Naruto was ending, I watched Naruto Shippuden. I watched so much of it to get caught up so that I could be part of the zeitgeist for it coming to a close. And I think I just watched too many episodes in a row of that show. Does this go over? Yes, it goes over. Okay. I got very confused by this piece here. Got it now. So this goes in here. Got it. Oops. And of course, once we finish this gun part, we just have to do it all over again on the other side. So that goes in there, it goes in there, it goes in there. This piece clips in the back. Alright, so then we just do this piece here. And then put this on. And then put the other part of the gun on. Great. And then this just goes on here. So the thing with this gun is that it's meant to close up here for when you're using it with one hand, but it has a twin, and then this pops down, and these two pieces lock into each other, and then it is a gun, and then this opens up like this, and it locks in place, and then it's a double gun. It's like double barrel, particle, whatever. Oh, and these close up like that. It's kind of cool. All right, let's build the other one of these. Now that we built that, we build the other one. So we still need J and K, and then we'll build the other part of this gun. Hit Action Anime out this year. Yeah. So it was like, hey, we ended Naruto with some money. Yeah, I mean, it's the thing of like, there's some cool stuff about it. You know, considering I've been watching that show off and on for forever, it seems like, you know, there's something awesome about seeing like Naruto happy. Like, I know that's a kind of a weird thing to say, but it's kind of fun to see like Naruto as the Hokage. Like, that's cool. It's like nice to see him doing well. And like married, having like 2 kids. It's like a fictional character, but you saw that kid grow up and like never give up and then save the day. And like, I don't know, there's something really cool about that. And then, yeah, there's other dumb stuff about the show, of course, but I don't know. There's something about it that, like, really, that makes me happy to see. What other piece do we need? Oh, there we go. Just getting all our pieces out that we need for that. Never got Naruto, but I imagine it's feeling similar to when everyone in Dragon Ball is happy and normal lives. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's something about, like, about that. You're right. Yeah, it's like that thing of, like, oh, Bulma's going to have another kid. Because, you know, there was that thing about in Super where it was like, Bulma needs to have a daughter. Because that was, even though she wasn't a fighter at all and never did it, there was something so great about, like, Bulma and Vegeta having 2 kids. And continuing the dumb name tradition. Like, yeah, Bra never did anything, but, like, it was still cool that they had another kid. And it's like, yeah, that's fun stuff. Pan being still really strong, even as a baby in Super, is still awesome. I don't know. I like that stuff. You know, I have my tendency to be a very corny individual, but I don't know. I like seeing that stuff in Boruto. I think that's cool. Seeing Sakura and Sasuke's kid like trying to figure out what her dad is like because he's never around, because he's still paying for his crimes. I don't know. There's some stuff about Boruto that's cool. There was another part of it that wasn't. There was another like we're stuck in the past tradition thing that I thought was lame. That I don't need to get into, but I did think it was pretty lame. That happened, but for the most part, pretty into it. What was I going to say about... Oh, poor Yamcha. At least Dragon Ball Super took the time to be like, hey, Krillin's still the strongest human. Like, we got a lot of half Saiyans and quarter Saiyans and Saiyans, and there's a lot going on out there, but let's not forget that Krillin is still pretty strong for a pretty much retired fighter who is mostly just a cop. Now, he does fuck up pretty bad in Super, but I'm so proud of him. Proud of my buddy Krillin. Like sometimes he's got to be there to, yes. Sometimes he's there just to pass away so that some character can get powered up. Yeah, but somebody's got to do that job. So, I don't know. But yeah, I was happy with the treatment of Krillin in this series. And then I will say the payoff of 17 is a good payoff. I'm not caught up, so I don't know spoilers, but just the like, hey, what's 17 been doing? He did come back to life at one point, and we never really acknowledged that. We didn't really see what's up with 17, so it's kind of cool that they like check in on him. People say that Dragon Ball Z is every enemy becomes a friend, but I think Naruto is legitimately even more so. Like, the most villainous monsters in Naruto end up like helping out and like getting the job done and like doing the right thing and like being pretty good in the moments when they're needed. It's actually pretty fascinating that show has those moments where it's like, oh man, there's a moment with with one of the villains where another character is just like, why couldn't have you been like this before? And it's like a kind of bittersweet moment with a guy that like killed the Hokage. The guy who killed the Hokage is now like helping out because of the Great War. Because the mother of all ninjas is gonna destroy the universe, basically. I bought that dead Yamcha figurine. Oh yeah, I mean, look, Krillin has really done a great job. Krillin gets the job done, especially in Namek. You're totally right, but they often use him to further the drama, which somebody's got to. So it's like occasionally they're just like, this character is now going to die so that we can continue to tell the story we want to tell. And you got to do that sometimes. I was kind of bummed that that we just didn't have what's his name? Oob? Is that his name? Is the kid who is has some of Boo inside of him? I'm sorry, I burped there. Pardon, apologize for that. I was a little bummed that we didn't do more with that character. Mainly because Dragon Ball, the series, over the course of Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, has just been awful to black people. Just really awful. I mean, Mr. Popo is just awful. Just an awful, awful thing that I don't want to like spend much time talking about, other than to say that fucking yikes, Mr. Popo, Jesus, never a fan of that character. Good-hearted dude, but come on. So that's why Oob I thought had potential. It was like just an Earth kid that has the spirit of one of the strongest creatures in any universe, and is just like trained by Goku. And I thought there would be something cool there, and he would be a cool addition to the show, but they were just like, nah, we're gonna have Majin Buu do some stuff, but like none of that character. Pretend that character doesn't exist. Which is kind of a bummer. Because I did think it would be cool if that character, if Oob had been an important character, done something on the show. Oh well. Um, Gara is definitely in Naruto the first like foe, yeah, big enemy, like actual enemy that becomes a friend. Uh, but it happens with, I mean, like almost no villain, like Naruto, like big villains, like just end up joining the squad. Same thing with Dragon Ball, with the Dragon Ball series. Like it just happens. You just should be get used to it. They're joining the team. They're gonna help you out. They're gonna get it done. Uh, I do like all the family stuff. I mean, that's the stuff that's always, that's always fun about Dragon Ball. Uh, you know, there's a quick shot towards the end of Dragon Ball Z of Lunch, who's still with Tien, and that's nice. Because Lunch was such a weirdly like never important, but always a cool part uh of Dragon Ball. Always just around. And it was always funny that both versions of Lunch, who has a split personality, both like Tien. Yeah, it is a fun part of that show. All right, so we did our guns. We've got to do blades here. So basically, how the guns work is you pop this open, you pop this open, you fold this down, you fold this down. Oops. No, what am I doing here wrong? Come on. Pop down. There we go. And then you can connect the two guns together. Like this. Into one double gun. And there you go. Now it's a double gun. Put that aside. Let's build our weapons here. Our beams. Twin linked actually gives 3 times more. You're right. Totally right. Yes. No, depending on what your stance is, either you're continuing to keep freedom for the colonies from the tyranny of Earth, or you're also saving Earth, or you're doing some third thing, or you're changing sides depending on what's going on in the show that you're currently running. It could be any of those things. All right, so this goes in here. I'm going to put this like this. And then this goes in. Which one? This one? Put these little connectors here. Blade. And our beam katanas, which are just super cool weapons. And then gonna put E13 on here. Check that out. Hell yeah. Oh yes. He just kills a colony. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of colony death in Gundam Wing. It's actually been a while since I watched that show. But yeah, there's a lot of murder in that show. They're terrorists. Like that's the whole thing of it. That's why Duo hides behind his fake priest collar and being the Shinigami. Is so that a 15-year-old boy doesn't traumatize himself with the amount of death and destruction that he causes. And that's why Hiro is a sociopath. Hiro Yui is a straight-up sociopath because it's easier to be one. And somebody, was it Trauma? Somebody just straight up, I think, if I remember, like hypnotizes himself so he doesn't feel bad about what he's doing. I can't remember. It's been so long since I watched that show properly. But yeah. I mean, I might watch that show. You know what? I might just watch the whole show again. It's been a while. But yeah, that show is can be pretty fucking dark. I remember being like, like I said, we talked about this earlier in the actual thing here. Hold on one second. No, here it is. Great. About how I about how I like seeing the stories of like the characters being happy together, and the minor character Hildy that ends up with Duo, like living with Duo. I'm always just like, hell yeah, Duo. Figure that out. Try to make that work. I don't know. That sounds cool. Troy isn't hypnotized. That's right. He gets amnesia. Hildy rules. Hildy is great. Yeah, I watched it again, I don't know, 78 years ago, so it's been a while. All right, so one of the cool things about this is that you can... That's right. If you push in on one, it pops out, but didn't really do that there. So that's just whole guards there. One of the cool things about this is that these can stow away in this part of the wing, in one of the wing components. You can put, yes, you can put your the beam katana sections can hold there, which is cool. So we'll do that. Let's take our gun apart. Let's just play around and see how we feel about how it looks. Try to assemble this and see if it stays together. Yeah, I have not picked it up. That's definitely something I would consider though, because it is such a great show. Yeah, I might give that a rewatch someday, or just watch select episodes. Maybe skip through some of the drama, because that show has drama. So I might skip a little of that. But all right, so let's see here. Let's get our big boy over. Part of the leg fell off, but that's just outside armor. That's easy enough. So how does this work here? It's the gun. Kind of hooks in place. You can hook that in there. So it would hold the gun there, but we're not going to worry about that. Take this off. They're on customs. Because General Septum has the worst dub actor. Oh man, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. No, I watched Endless Waltz not too long ago, and that's where the custom comes from. Those are the kits like come from that. But now everything that's labeled Gundam Wing is called custom in model kits, and I don't know why they do that, but they do that. So this goes in like this, goes there. Okay, so here's our model, hanging out, doing his thing. His head piece does not want to stay on too well. Gets a mohawk sometimes. Whatever. Just doesn't really want to stay on, but it's fine. Put it like that. Wings go on like this. The wings would screw on like this, but these go on back here. This goes on the back here. And so these kind of fold on like that, and then let's see, which way do the wings go on? It's actually important. It's a weird thing, but 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 on the inside. So it goes on like this. Sometimes putting these plastic into the rubber can be tricky. This is so heavy. This is such a heavy thing. It's definitely not going to stay on when I put this all together. But all right. And a screw will hold this in place some. So the head just popped off. But then the idea is you could put these down. If you put this down, and this will come up and over this. These go out. And that's approximating what it looks like. Obviously, it's not fully assembled. Hard to do that like it is. But that's our Wing Gundam perfect grade with these nonsense ginormous wings. That's going to do it. That's the build. We'll wrap up here. Got a little time left. Oh, man, those wings are so big. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. On Thursday, we'll be back into it with our normal builds, and we're working on our first night of our Epion build. Most likely that won the poll, so that's what I'll be doing. Is the Epion. A Monday, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time till 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I am doing my monthly game stream, which is my bonus stream, right here on this channel, Monday, 3:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. I'll be playing some Hearthstone, playing some Jackbox games. It's going to be really good. Oh, excuse me. Oof. I burped there, and I apologize. Just in the outro. So that's going to do it. I want to thank you very much. This has been such a great project to work on. We just lost a finger as I tried to curl this up into a fist. But yeah, this has been a really great project. So thank you for being there for me as I did it. And I hope you had fun watching. I certainly had fun building it. I have all this extra stuff I have to throw. All these extra components. There's so much to this kit. But yeah, that's going to do it. She is indeed breaking up in the atmosphere. You're not wrong. But thank you very much for hanging out with me. And I will see you on Monday for the bonus stream. And if not, see you again on Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm glad you're all able to hang out with me tonight. And we'll continue tomorrow, next week, with a new build. Goodbye.